Hello, everybody. You got Wannabe Pokemon here, and today we're going to be talking about the Week 7 matchup against the New York Aqua Jets in the Woods Draft League, Season 11. More details that I don't remember. But yeah, this is a little late because I've been kind of busy the past couple weeks, but I was able to finally get my Week 7 match in right now. For context, right now it's actually Week 9, and I was able to finish my Week 7 and Week 8 matches a couple days ago. So yeah, that's great. But yeah, I need to make the video and whatnot. So let's get started. Looking over my man New York Aqua Jets team, kind of threatening. Not kind of, extremely threatening. First off, we got the Garchomp. I think 6-0 is my team. It's 6-0 is my team, not gonna lie, not gonna lie. I have 3 fairy types and it's still 6-0 is my team. Since all my fairy types are weak to either ground or poison, basically it kind of tears through my team. You just run a very simple set of like SD, Earthquake, Poison Jab, and the Scale Shot Blast. And this does a lot of work against me. Mawa is gonna die to Earthquake, Bulu's gonna die to Poison Jab, and then everything else kind of dies to either Earthquake or Scale Shot or. Oh wait, I also have Wigglytuff. Yeah, so Poison Jab also kills Wigglytuff for the most part too, and yeah, this is a goddamn issue. He brings this set. I'm very very hard pressed to win the game with this thing on the field. So yeah, kind of threatening. Next up, we got Vaporeon. Wasn't really too worried about this mon. If he did bring it, it's pretty standard like Wish Protect stuff. I don't mind it too much. I have a lot of good answers to it. Stuff like Empoleon eats any hit Vaporeon wants to go for days and stuff like that. And I can also Toxic the Vaporeon, and if it's running Heal Bell or whatever, that's fine because I get to waste the Heal Bells and spam Toxic against it and whatnot. So that's pretty good for me. Yeah. Aside from that, also Bulu can offensively scare it out quite a bit. Of course, I would have to risk getting Skull Burn or whatever, or if it had Ice Beam or stuff like that. That's an issue. But not too big of an issue. If it has Ice Beam, it does scare my Zygarde quite a bit as well. But I didn't really expect it to have Ice Beam and whatnot, or even for him to bring it at all, TBH. And yeah, next up we got Aggron, very scary Pokemon. Steel plus Ground is pretty much impossible for me to switch it to, especially since he also has an Ice move to go along with that. So something like Stealth Rock, Heavy Slam, High Horsepower, and Ice Punch. It's really hard for me to switch to this type of set. So yeah, there's that. Maybe not this exact EV spread, maybe some more defense to like really eat like a Zygarde or Mega Mawile hit. Speaking of which, yeah, this thing is really, really good check to Mega Mawile. I don't really have a lot of text to hit this thing with really. Focus Punch from Mawile does do quite a bit of damage, but it's Focus Punch. So, I would have to either read the aggro on the switch or hope he doesn't attack me and like it sets up rocks or something as I go for the Focus Punch. So, not super reliable. And like I can't set up a substitute or anything because Aggron can break my subs pretty easily. So, yeah, it's kind of an issue. Yeah. And then, it still eats Zygarde hit really well, and it has Ice Punch to really damage it back, or even Avalanche, which it's 120 base power if I hit it first before it attacks, which is really, really good for it. So yeah. Next we got Nihilego. I do have some decent checks to this. Mega Mawile eats any hit, Empoleon eats most hits. Can't really take Thunderbolt super well, but it can take it semi-well. Stuff like that. But the problem with Nihilego is with Tapu Lele is an issue. Because both of them can break down my steel types very, very easily. I'll talk about this more later when I get to Tapu Lele. But like both of them can really break my steel types down just by using one to break it. Using one to weaken the steel types and using the other one to actually kill the steel types. So it's like really hard for me to keep these two in check. But yeah, outside of just like the standard power Meteor Beam set, this thing can also run like T-Spikes and whatnot, which to be fair aren't super threatening against my team since I do have the Slowking Galar. But, it's still an issue to bring up. What if like he, for example, sets up the T-Spikes and then goes into Lele or something. Like I can't really necessarily go into Slowking there to absorb T-Spikes. The Spec Psychic is going to do quite a bit of damage and whatnot. Stuff like that just makes it an issue. Yeah. And next we got Rotom. This thing is good in the aspect of it's all the Rotom forms are really good against my team, basically. The concept here, I've already talked about this when I fought against Aberkirk, the Nectrix, but the main concept here is it's basically really easy for them to pivot around, because while I do have a ground type in Zygarde, that thing getting status is really, really bad for me, because Zygarde is more often than not my win con for most games. So if I get Will-O-Wisp, as like my Zygarde comes in, like that I'm basically down a Pokemon there immediately, and that's really, really bad. So yeah, Rotom having Will-O-Wisp is really, really good. Or just the Rotom forms in general, having Will-O-Wisp is really good against my team. So yeah, goddamn issue, in other words. Also, obviously, threatens out my like Empoleon, stuff like that. Wisp being it does also resist to Bulu and Wisp it too, so that's also an issue, stuff like that. Makes it a pretty good mod against my team. Also has Defog to even potentially remove like Grass Rain, or just remove any hazards I set up, stuff like that. Next up we got Tapu Lele. This thing is broken. You know, just a classic choice spec set, and I'm already hard pressed to switch into that thing, you know. Something like something like this is really hard for my team to switch into. You know, Moonblast for Zygarde, you know, you got the Psychic for the general damage, Focus Blast for hitting steel types like my Empoleon, Thunderbolt also for hitting steel types like my Empoleon. You know, either one can work in that scenario. Focus Blast is better for hitting Mawile, of course, but you have the accuracy issue. But yeah, this thing is really, really good against my team. I have a Mawile, but it's not enough, because like Mawile doesn't have any recovery, and it doesn't have a lot of bulk. Like, it has enough bulk to like win 1v1s. That's the type of bulk that Mawile has. It doesn't have the bulk to last for a long time. That's the issue for Mawile, especially since it doesn't have any recovery moves. So you know, even if this Lele doesn't ever click Focus Blast, Psychic, Spec Psychic and Terrain is going to be doing quite a bit to my wall. And you know, before I know it, like if he gets this thing in enough times, like he's going to be able to just break through everything with Psychic. So like, yeah. And I couldn't bring my Dark type either, which is Cacturne, because obviously Moonblast is just gonna absolutely demolish me, and I can't even Sucker Punch it because of Psychic Terrain and stuff like that. So yeah, Lele is a goddamn issue. Hope he doesn't bring it, right? Swellow's next. This is pretty good. With Swellow is faster than everything on my team except for Selgor, and I really haven't brought Selgor recently, or at all. So, you know, safe to say that it outspeeds everything against me. In terms of sets, Guts or Specs could work. More so Specs, because with Specs you have that coverage in terms of Heat Wave. And of course, Scrappy Boom Burst is going to be doing a lot. I don't actually have a Ghost type. Do I not have a Ghost type? I don't have a Ghost type, yeah. So actually it doesn't really need Scrappy, but you know, just have it anyway, I guess. But yeah, Guts is better, I guess, technically speaking, even if you run special. But yeah, Heat Wave, Boom Burst, like U-Turn, and then like Hurricane Blast. Pretty good standard set. Since it is faster, it has a good chance to clean late game after everything gets weakened. I do have a couple steel types like Empoleon that can resist that Boom Burst and whatnot, but you know, Specs Boom Burst is still Specs Boom Burst. Is going to be doing way too much damage. So yeah, it's not like I can do this for multiple turns. Yeah. Next up we got Incineroar. Just probably going to be a general pivot. Heavy duty boots, Intimidate. You know, just run like Whisper, Toxic, maybe Knock Off, Parting Shot, and then kind of whatever choices last. Flare Blitz is probably good because I do have that Tapu Bulu, so being able to hit that thing super effectively is pretty good. Yeah. His main goal is probably just to spam Parting Shot and maybe Will-O-Wisp or Knock Off if he predicts like maybe like my Zygarde to come in or something like that. Like, being able to Wisp that thing is really good. Knocking off its item is also good. Knocking off in general is good. So yeah. Parting Shot, you know, also a good move. Yeah, so general pivot probably. I wouldn't expect it to run like offensive sets. Although, looking at my team, it's not too bad if he runs offensive, because I don't really have a good resist to fire plus dark coverage in general. So yeah, it's not a terrible option, to be fair. Yeah. Next up we got Cryogonal. This thing is okay. I mean, you know, it's faster and threatens to kill Zygarde, which is definitely a humongous plus, right? You know, Stab. Yeah, Ice Beam. Or, well, Freeze Dry is also good in this scenario, since at least you can hit my Empoleon for neutral damage, which is, you know, it's not a bad idea. And this thing can run spin, like recover and all that stuff. So yeah, this could be a pretty decent mon to bring against me. It is just kind of frail on the physical side. So like if I get a Dragon Dance on Zygarde, like wouldn't be surprised if I was able to like become very close to taking it out and stuff like that. Last up is Thwackey. 100% did not expect him to bring this because I have grassy terrain as well. So like he's probably just gonna expect me to bring Bulu and not bring this at all. I mean, even if I didn't bring grassy terrain kind of. My team has text to deal against my own grassy terrain. Like, for example, I have a ground type that doesn't have Earthquake, or doesn't need to run Earthquake in order to win. Like, it uses 1,000 arrows, right? And, like, I also, like, a lot of my mons love the Earthquake resistance and all that stuff. So, my team actually benefits more from grassy terrain than he does. So, even if I don't bring Blue, it's fine for him. So, yeah. Anyway, that's the general idea of his team. I'm going to get into my own. So first up, got that defensive Wigglytuff. Finally bringing it. I forgot this thing got Wish and Teleport. So yeah, it's Wish, Protect, Teleport with Ice Beam. Ice Beam is just, well, obviously for Garchomp. With this EV spread, I think I take a +2 Life Orb Poison Jab, and I'm able to fire off that Ice Beam. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually kill, which is kind of annoying, but you know what? It's good enough, right? So yeah. Next up, we got Empoleon. I wanted rocks in this game for my Zygarde and for everything else, really. So yeah. Got that Scald for, well, just scalding. Hits Lego super effectively, hits aggro for okay damage, and the burn chance is always really nice. Also have Toxic for toxicking stuff like Garchomp on Switch or something like that, and then Protect as well for getting that leftovers recovery as well as the grassy terrain recovery if that is up. So yeah, that's a Slowking. I brought a Double Dance Slowking with Store Power and Slag Off. Basically, the main goal of this one is to somehow kill the Incineroar first, and then win with this team. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Bulu, we got the wood. We got a nice choice man. Bulu, Wood Hammer, Horn Leash, Poison, Close Combat, and Mega Horn. This has pretty good coverage against his team. He doesn't have really good switch-ins. I mean, Aggron, yes, it is a switch-in, but Close Combat is still 3-hit KOing, which is pretty good for me. So yeah. And fighting coverage is pretty easy to spam against his team as well. If you notice, like, he only has one fighting resist, and it's Lele. And like Lele wants to switch. Lele does not want to switch into Bulu because if I go for that choice man with hammer, it's dead. So fighting coverage is really good against him. Next up, we got the weakness policy Zygarde. Yeah, I just ran a Dragon Dance, 1,000 Earthquake Outrage. Reason why I'm running Earthquake is because +1 Earthquake has a better chance of killing Lele, and I don't want to run Iron Tail because that's not a very accurate move. So there's that. Yeah, Speedy Bees. I think it was enough to outspeed my own Tornadus after a Dragon Dance, plus a little extra. Because I was basically expecting him to bring Swellow and just make it I was expecting him to make it a little bit faster than my Tornadus. So I just ran enough speed to outspeed some speed creep for that. So yeah, Dragon Dance. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh yeah, with the bulk, I'm pretty much able to survive almost any move he can go for. That's super effective. So like Ice Beam from Vaporeon, I live. Ice Punch from Aggron or Avalanche from Aggron, I live. Don't live a Specs Lele Moonblast, but I think I have a chance to live non-Specs Lele Moonblast. I don't remember exactly. I didn't calc for Cryogonal because I didn't really expect it to bring it, but if he did bring it, it probably would have been able to one-shot. Yeah. Last up, we got Mawile. Just kind of ran a 4-attack variant. We did have the Focus Punch just in case, well, in the Aggron came in and whatnot. And then Thunder Punch for Vaporeon, Play Rough for Garchomp, Iron Head for... What was Iron Head for again? Nihilego. It was Nihilego. Yeah, Nihilego. Okay, so yeah, that's my team. And then we're just gonna get into the replay. So hang tight, I'm gonna do some stuff. Okay, there we go. Alright, so with the lead matchup here, Rotom looks pretty damn free from him. In fact, extremely free. Incineroar also looks pretty good here too. I don't actually remember what my lead was here. I think it was... Pretty sure it was actually Wigglytuff, actually. Either that or, like, Empoleon. I don't actually remember. Let's just see what happens. So I lead the Rotom as I lead Wigglytuff. Okay, yeah, so I did lead Wigglytuff. Find his leftovers. That's good information to know, because I know he has run Scarf in previous games. I think I just go for a Wish here. yeah, I go for Wish here, and then I should have teleported this turn. Except I'm dumb and I forgot that I had teleported, so I went to Empoleon here on the party shot. Yeah, that was a dumb idea for me because if I went for teleport, I would have had momentum on the switch, which is really, a good idea. And now I'm in this position where I have an Empoleon against Garchomp. Not very ideal. I'm just gonna go into Bulk here, even if he does Poison Jab, which he does end up doing. Good for him. That's just the best case scenario because I don't want this thing to like absolutely destroy me. I think I just go into Mawile here because with the grassy terrain up, I will be able to take a Life Orb EQ. And I go for that Focus Punch because I am a savage. And I just absolutely deck the Vaporeon. Crit 100% mattered. It probably didn't 100% matter. But I could kill it with a follow-up Play Rough, which he doesn't really have a good switch into. So there's that at least. But to be fair, Aggron could have come in afterwards. So that crit does really suck for him. Yeah, that Vaporeon could have lived for sure. Anyway, the run does come back in here. I know he's going to go for that Wisp, so I just go into Wigglytuff here. He does go for the Will-O-Wisp. I think I just throw off another Wish here. If I'm not mistaken. Either another Wish or an Ice Beam. Oh, no, I go for Protect. I think I just go for Protect, because, I get more grassy terrain, leftovers, recovery, so stuff like that. I think I just go for the Wish here, though, or Teleport. I go for Teleport, and I go into Empoleon here. So the reason why I'm going to Empoleon here, and not like... Well, first off, it's my best switch-in, because... nothing else really wants to fight it right now. And basically, well, first off, number one, I want rocks. Number two, I also want to get scald damage on Zagron. Because even if it doesn't kill, basically the main thing here is that I'm able to put it in range of, since I have that weakness policy Tiger, right? I think I have like +3 or 4, I'm able to kill it from like 76%. So scald damage on it would be really, really good for it because it puts it in that range, which is why I'm like going Empoleon here. Even though it's not a very good matchup for me. He goes into run up here as I go up for the rocks, and I think I just go for the Toxic on the Defog attempt. Yep, and then I think I just go for Protect here just to rack up some Toxic damage. Oh no, I just go for, okay, I just go Hard Rocks as he goes with the Volt Switch. Sinnoh comes back in here as I go for the, oh no, I go for the second Toxic. I forgot this game already. But yeah, that second Toxic was really, really important, because now Slowking has that potential win con now. Because if I can set up correctly with it, like, I'm able to just absolutely 1v1 him. I'm actually able to demolish his team now. Because that, all because of that Incineroar is toxic. Anyway, I think I just go for the Protect here. Oh no, I'm not going for Protect. I'm going for another Stuff Rock. Yeah. I'm playing this Empoleon very aggressively. I'm just gonna go for another Protect here for sure. Yeah, this time I'm going for Protect. He goes for the Defog. He, obviously, I block it a little bit. I think I just go into Wigglytuff here. Yeah, I go into Wigglytuff here. As he goes for the Defog again, he's keeping off those hazards. And then I'm just going for a Wish. I'm definitely going for Wish here. There's no way I'm not. Yeah, okay, I either go for Wish or Teleport. I think maybe I go for Teleport again. I went for Teleport again. Because I'm still out of range of Life Orb Poison Jab from Garchomp, so yeah. Let's go to Zygarde here. I think I double back into Wiggly. Oh no, I go for Hard Dragon Dance. Never mind. He's gonna go for the Parting Shot though. And he brings back in his Aggron. As is, I can't fight this thing right now, so I have to go back into Empoleon here. So he goes for the Ice Punch. And again, I'm just going for that Scald damage. Either I go for Rocks here or I go for Scald. Okay, he goes for the Body Press. It doesn't take me out since I have some defensive EVs. And then I just go for the Scald here. And I get a crit I get a crit Scald. Keep in mind it was Torn boosted, which is why I did so much. But yeah. He's gonna go for the Body Press. Knock me out. And like here, I went with Zygarde 100%. Because I know this thing is not Life Orb. I'm pretty sure the Swellow is not going to be faster than me. So if I go for Dragon Dance here, he activates my weakness policy with Ice Punch. I'm going to live on like 24% or something like that. And then I'm going to be able to run Train with plus 3,000 arrows and outrages and all that stuff. So this is the game, yeah, GG. So, I go for the 1,000. I go for the Dragon Dance. He goes for the Ice Punch. He crits me. Wait, hold on a second. I did crit his Vaporeon. I did crit his Vaporeon, I'm gonna be honest. But, like, also... Oh, that sucks so bad. I literally won the game there, which is the issue. Because, like, keep in mind, like what? Like, what? There was, like, nothing he could do. I knew this Incineroar didn't have... Toxic or anything, because he didn't go for another Zygarde. And, like... Well, or maybe he did, he just didn't want to reveal it. And then, like... Rotom is at like 70-something%. It's toxic. It's gonna die to plus 3,000 arrows. It's gonna die to plus 3 outrage. Everything here dies to outrage. Like, it's the game is over at that point. Like, the best thing he can do is intimidate cycle and try to get me down back from like all the weakness policy stuff. But after he does that, he's gonna be so he's gonna have so little mons left that he can't win anymore. Like I'm sad. I'm very sad. Yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, that happened. But you know what happens? It's Pokemon. You know, crits happen. Just usually not. I did hacks him too, so I mean I can't even be that mad. But like, without sounding like a jerk. But like, my crit was way less. My crit was way more important. The crit that I had was way more important than the crit that he had. You know, like that he received or whatever. Like it's sad. Anyway, he's going for the Stone Edge for some reason. I'm just like, screw it. I'm going for endgame with Slowking, and yeah, I'm just setting up. I'm getting all my boosts. I don't care anymore. Go ahead and try to crit me, bro. I don't care. I was like, whatever. He's going to that. I'm going for an Iron Defense. I'm getting all my. I'm just setting up, bro. I'm setting up. He goes for the knockoff. It's doing nothing, and I just go for the Iron Defense again because I'm a greedy little son of a bitch. And yeah, Flare Blitz comes out, not doing nothing, and I'm just going for my slag off. Yep, I'm getting all my health back. Yeah. He's going for the knockoff again. I think he'll go for the Calm Mind here. Yep. Yeah. And now at this point, the game is actually over. Part 2. Am I gonna get crit again? Stay here and find out. But yeah, basically, you know, I'm set up quite a bit. At this point, he does have to actually get a crit in order to beat me now. But if he does crit me, the game probably ends with him winning. Because as long as his Garchomp's still alive, I don't really beat it 1v1. Because, like, I don't have grassy terrain anymore, so, you know, Mawile probably can't take a Life Orb Earthquake. It can't. I don't have Sucker Punch either. So, you know, I have to win with the Slowking. If I get crit or I die, the game's over, and I lose. Because remember, my Wigglytuff can't kill my Wigglytuff can't kill Garchomp with Ice Beam. So yeah, this is kind of fucked. Default comes out as yeah, I killed the thing with Star Power. I was back to Incineroar here. I'm just gonna set up more. I'm gonna set up because you know why not? Yeah, go for the Calm Mind, and I just go for the kill here because why not? I don't want him to potentially crit me with a Stone Edge or whatever. And at this point, he has to go for the crit with Garchomp. He does not get it, thankfully, and I have officially pretty much won the game. Yeah, GG's. He's going for the Parting Shot. It's whatever. I think I just go for Star Power here. No, I just go for Psycho. Okay. Goes with the Hurricane. Doesn't get the confusion, thankfully for me, and I knock it out with Star Power. And at this point, the game's over. With the Incineroar Toxic, there's no way he can beat all my Mons left. So yeah, crit knockoff doesn't even kill me at this point because of my my item's already gone. So yeah, the game's done. So, yeah, not the win we were looking for, but the win the win we got. So yeah, I'll just skip through these turns. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, so Slowking actually put in amazing amounts of work, but to be fair, he only put in that work after Zygarde got crit. But you know, yeah, again, it happened. I know I sound super like an asshole, but it's fine. Yeah, GG's to my opponent, and I've already finished my week 8 battle with what's his name, Douglasville Dittos. So I'll get that video in sometime soon. But for now, I have to leave. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.